is up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to get hit with the truth. Today we are doing the Usyk versus Joshua 2 breakdown. Yeah, boy, the rematch, as he said, in next Friday. So I cannot fucking wait to see this fight. I am super excited. Usyk and Joshua rematch for the unified heavyweight championship of the world. Alexander Usyk holds the WBA Super, the WBO, and the IBF heavyweight titles. And Anthony Joshua is the former two-time unified champ. He's the one that unified all three belts. So this is a big-time matchup. Neither guy has fought since the fight took place, which will be an 11 months in between the fights. They were trying to get it done earlier. The Russia-Ukraine situation definitely held things up, but now they are going to fight, and it's going to be fucking awesome. The only problem is DAZN right now is not picking up the American television rights because Sky Sports has this fight, which is the pay-per-view network for the United Kingdom. So still waiting around to see which network is picking up this fight. And they better fucking pick it up because I want to see it. And I'm sure they will in the United States. I'm sure somebody's going to step up and pick up this fight. But be that as it may, Usyk and Joshua 2 is huge. And as I normally do with my breakdown videos, I ask the same questions. I start with the champion, and then I move to the challenger, and I ask the same questions across the board for both fighters, and then I ask, is it better for boxing if one or the other wins? And then I give my prediction on the fight. Now, let's not forget that Tyson Fury, the WBC champion and the #1 heavyweight in the world, is most likely waiting around for the winner to set up undisputed. So a lot on the line in this fight. Let's start with Alexander Usyk. Now, what has he done rolling into this fight? Well, again, he has not fought since he beat Joshua last year. This is only his 4th fight as a heavyweight. And he's rolling into this fight supremely confident. And apparently he's hurting his sparring partners, which, hey, you know, that could be a good thing, could be a bad thing in terms of maybe the trainers are just telling us what we want to hear, you know, to hype up the fight a little bit more. But, you know, Yusick is a technical genius. He is a supreme boxer, and he's coming into this fight supremely confident based on the way he completely outboxed Joshua and hurt him and damn near almost stopped him last year in a lot of people's eyes, myself included. Excuse me. So what kind of style does Alexander Usyk need to have in the rematch to win this fight? Well, he needs to work on his lateral movement. He needs to work on side to side, because I truly believe Anthony Joshua is going to come in more aggressive. Usyk has to be ready to move. He should come in a little lighter. He has to be ready to move and get out of harm's way and box and use the angles. He cannot allow Joshua to cut the ring off and bully him, and he definitely needs to work on the precision punching, that timing. Catch Joshua with perfect short shots that are going to hurt Joshua and force Joshua, you know, to get off of him and back him off a little bit. If he does that, I think Usyk has a good chance of winning. Also, you know, I mean, because he already has a recipe if Joshua tries to box him. Joshua's not going to be able to outbox him unless he catches him cold. So Usyk already knows he can win if Joshua tries to make this a chess match. So he already knows that. But if Joshua decides to be more aggressive, Usyk has to be ready to go 12 hard rounds, which I don't think is a problem for him. And he needs to be ready to move more in the rematch. So that's his key to victory, in my opinion. Now, can Alexander Usyk win this fight by knockout? I think his best way is to wear Joshua down. What he has working for him is Joshua has not been fighting a lot in the since the 2 fights with Andy Ruiz, he's only had the fight with what's his name, Kubrat Pulev, 9th round knockout, and the 12-round loss to Usyk where he got tired. So Usyk, you know, can wear down Joshua potentially, especially if Joshua comes in more aggressive and you know, basically punches himself out or gets tired heading in the second half of the fight. It's very possible. So Usyk, that's the way he can win by knockout. Now, can he win a decision? Absolutely. He's already proven he can win a decision. So absolutely he can win a decision, no doubt. What does a win here for Usyk mean? It would cement that he's the better man between him and Joshua. It puts him potentially in an undisputed title fight with Tyson Fury. A win here, and honestly, if he wins even more convincing, it's the biggest victory of his career. So a win, though, if it leads to Tyson Fury especially, or if Fury decides to retire and he becomes the top dog, then he's the guy with all the keys in the heavyweight division. So, you know, either way, it's huge and it's big. What does a loss mean for Usyk? If he loses to Joshua, it hurts him. It hurts him badly. He does not want, you know, he can't afford to lose, especially if he gets knocked out. I mean, I don't think people are going to be too surprised, but still, a loss, it would be his first career defeat, so that would be devastating. But also, it pushes him back in the heavyweight division majorly, and it makes him get into start over mode. So a loss would be bad for Alexander Usyk. Now let's switch it over to Anthony Joshua, the former 2-time unified heavyweight champ. What does rolling into this fight, he's coming off the loss. He has not fought since then. He's got a new trainer in Robert Garcia, which is an interesting choice for Joshua. And, you know, he's rolling in, I think, knowing that he needs to go in there and be more aggressive and fight his fight. You know, where he made the mistake was trying to outbox the master boxer. Not just a good boxer, a great boxer, a genius boxer. You do not try to outbox a guy like that. I don't care if you're the bigger guy. So he needs to utilize what he's good at and fight his style of fight. And then he can be successful. Now, can Anthony Joshua knock out Alexander Usyk? And to be honest, I think he can. I think Joshua is a big boy. He's got a lot of power, and I think he made dents on Usyk when they fought in their first fight, but he couldn't finish it off because he was trying to box too much. I think if Joshua gets in there, gets a little rough, and lands his shots, he can win this fight. But he has to be able to cut the ring off. That's the kind of style he needs to have. He needs to be able to cut the ring off and throw jabs. I think he needs to throw jabs on his way in and then cut the ring off and land those short, hard shots on Usyk. And if he can get himself on the inside, the uppercut, the left uppercut will be key, and also the right to the body. If he can land a right hand to the breadbasket and slow Usyk down, who's going to be moving, he can definitely have success. Now, I answered 2 questions in one. It was, what style does he need to fight, and can he win by knockout? I believe he can win by knockout. I think he has one-punch power, and I think he can wear him down and knock him out. Now, can he win a decision? You know, what's funny is I think he can if he fights the right fight, but it's going to be tough because Usyk is such a good boxer. Okay, so what does a win mean for Anthony Joshua here? And to be honest, it might be the biggest win of his career, because the thing about it is, the win over Andy Ruiz, you know, Andy Ruiz, that was considered to be such a major upset that I think, you know, and he just got caught. Everybody saw that he was on the verge of winning, and he just got caught. He got outboxed against a fantastic fighter in Alexander Yousick. If he can avenge that loss and set up a Tyson Fury showdown, I mean, I think it's probably going to go down as the biggest win of his career. It's going to be huge. It's going to set everything up. That's what he wants. So a win means everything for Anthony Joshua. What does a loss mean for Joshua? To be honest, a loss very, very much hurts Anthony Joshua in this fight. It's really, he cannot afford to lose, and he cannot afford to lose convincing. If he loses a close one, excuse me, I think that's the only way he bounces back from this. If he loses a close fight, you could just say Yusuk's just a little bit better, and maybe I can get back there. But if he goes out there and gets his ass whipped against Usyk, possibly stop, then Joshua's going to have to reconsider everything and start completely from scratch, and that's going to be tough. So a loss really is going to be devastating to Joshua in this fight. Okay. Is it better for boxing if Anthony Joshua wins this fight or if Alexander Usyk wins this fight and retains the titles? And to be honest, Anthony Joshua is the bigger draw. He's the bigger guy. It is better for boxing if Joshua wins this fight. It really is. You know, Yusick is a great fighter. He's fucking awesome. I love Alexander Usyk, one of my favorite fighters in boxing right now, as is Joshua. But you know, asking that question flat out, it's better for boxing if Joshua wins, because Joshua has the size and the power to potentially hurt Tyson Fury, where I don't think Alexander Usyk possesses that. I think Usyk would really have to draw Fury into a boxing chess match, and Fury can box as well. I think Joshua, there's that potential, that super fight. They're both from the same country, but also the true monster heavyweight showdown, and there's the potential of a knockout in that fight for Joshua, and he poses that threat. So I think it's better for boxing if Anthony Joshua wins this fight. Now, finally, my prediction. Who do I think is going to win this huge, huge heavyweight title fight between Alexander Usyk and Anthony Joshua? And I'm going to be honest, people aren't going to like this, but I'm picking Anthony Joshua to win this fight by a knockout. And the reason I'm making that prediction, I know people are going to think I'm crazy, but what happened in the first fight? Joshua went in the favorite because he's the big guy. And people were shocked that he lost to a smaller guy. But why did he lose? And Joshua admitted that he tried to outbox the boxer. So, especially with a guy like Robert Garcia in his corner, if he comes in more aggressive going after it, and again, I look at the little things. I noticed that Joshua landed shots and made a dent. He just couldn't land all the shots to finish off and figure out, because he kept trying to box. If he goes in there, box and punches, because that's Joshua's normal style, is he's a boxer puncher. If he goes in there and is more aggressive and uses his boxer puncher style, he's got the size advantage. He's got a solid chin. You know, it's not the best chin ever, but he's got a solid chin, and Usyk's not the biggest puncher. If he can get in there and hurt Usyk, then he absolutely can win this fight, and I think he's going to. So that's my prediction. I really do believe that he's going to win this fight. But again, Usyk is a live underdog. I'm not going to be surprised at all if he pulls off the win. But I think Joshua is going to figure out Alexander Usyk and knock him out, and grab the unified heavyweight title and set up the super showdown with Tyson Fury for the undisputed title. So we'll see what happens. But that's my prediction. It's going to be great. Saturday, August 20th. Not sure the network yet, but it's going to be huge. Do not miss Usyk and Joshua 2 for the Unified Heavyweight Championship of the world. That's what I got. Usyk versus Joshua 2 breakdown video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, smash the like button, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate any and all support. This is True Boxing. You've been hit with the truth.